What's up, Rich Squad guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's the 25th episode of my series 100 Days to the 2018 World Cup. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button, and let's get right into this video. And as you can tell from the title, I have determined that 5 European teams won't make it to the round of 16. Let me explain my reasoning behind this theory. The fact that the 2018 World Cup has 32 participants, we are only going to analyze all the 32 team World Cups. So that means we are going to analyze the World Cups played from 1998 all the way to 2014. The 1998 World Cup was hosted by France. France is also a European nation. There were 15 European nations participating at that tournament, and as you should know by now, France went on to win that World Cup. But before all that happened, we saw 5 teams from Europe making a group stage exit. Scotland, Austria, Spain, Bulgaria, and Belgium all failed to make it to the round of 16. But when you put in perspective that there were 15 European nations at the 1998 World Cup, that's not a bad number at all. So 5 European teams didn't make it to the round of 16. 10 of those teams did, and 1 went on to lift the trophy. So let's move on to the 2002 World Cup hosted by Korea and Japan. 15 European nations participated at the 2002 World Cup. And after 15, 6 failed to advance to the knockout stages. France, Slovenia, Portugal, Croatia, and Russia all made group stage exits. Take note guys, a big European team always seemed to miss out on the round of 16. France won the World Cup in 1998, but they made a group stage exit at the 2002 event. And at the 1998 World Cup, we saw Belgium and Spain making a group stage exit. So of the 15 European teams participating at the 2002 World Cup, 9 made it to the round of 16 and 6 didn't. Brazil went on to lift the trophy that summer. But guys, please notice that I'm focusing primarily on the teams not making it to the round of 16 and not the teams who made it to the round of 16. That is not the focus of this video at all. So let's move on to the 2006 World Cup hosted by Germany. So that means the World Cup was played on European soil once again. 14 European nations participated at the 2006 World Cup. 4 of those teams failed to make it to the round of 16 and 10 did. So remember, at France 98, only 5 teams failed to make it to the round of 16. And then in 2002, when the World Cup moved to Asia, 6 teams failed to make it to the round of 16. And then when the World Cup came back to Europe, the number went down once again. Poland, Serbia and Montenegro, Czech Republic and Croatia all failed to make it to the round of 16. There goes Croatia once more, making it to the list of teams failing to make it to the round of 16. So of the 10 European teams advancing to the round of 16, 1 of those teams went on to win the World Cup trophy. But let's move on to 2010, where you're going to see a similar pattern from the 1998 to the 2002 World Cup happen all over again. The 2010 World Cup was hosted by the African nation of South Africa. 13 European nations participated at the 2010 World Cup. 7 of those teams failed to make it to the round of 16. So the first time ever in a 32-team World Cup, the number of teams failing to make it to the round of 16 was greater than the teams actually making it to the knockout stages. Wow! We had France, Greece, Slovenia, Serbia, Denmark, Italy, and Switzerland all failing to make it to the round of 16. And even though only 6 European nations made it to the round of 16, 1 of those teams also went on to win the World Cup title. But what I noticed, guys, is when the World Cup is not hosted by a European country, the number of teams failing to make it to the round of 16 goes up. So let's move on to the 2014 World Cup hosted by another non-European nation, Brazil. There were 13 European nations participating at the 2014 World Cup. Of the 13 teams, 7 failed to make it to the round of 16. Croatia, Spain, Italy, England, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Portugal, and Russia all failed to make it to the round of 16. There was a lot of big teams failing to make it to the round of 16 of the 2014 World Cup. So what I noticed, guys, is that every single one of the 32 team World Cups since 1998 all the way to 2014, a big European country always misses out on the round of 16. And whenever the World Cup was hosted by a non-European nation, the number of European teams failing to make it to the round of 16 increased. 2 out of the last 5 World Cups were hosted by a European nation. At France 98, we saw 5 teams from Europe failing to make it to the round of 16. And then in Germany 2006, we saw only 4 teams failing to make it to the round of 16. In contrast to Japan, Korea 2002, when 6 European teams failed to make it to the round of 16. And then in South Africa 2010 and Brazil 2014, 7 European teams failed to make it to the round of 16 at both tournaments. How does all this relate to the 2018 World Cup? Well, the World Cup will be back on European soil. So we should expect that number to drop from 7 all the way down to 5. There will be 14 European nations participating at the 2018 World Cup. In Group A, we would see the host Russia taking on Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. In Group B, we would see Portugal and Spain come up against Morocco and Iran. In Group C, France and Denmark would face Peru and Australia. In Group D, Iceland and Croatia would take on Australia and Nigeria. In Group E, Switzerland and Serbia would take on Brazil and Costa Rica. In Group F, Germany and Sweden takes on Mexico and South Korea. In Group G, Belgium and England takes on Panama and Tunisia. And last but not least, in Group H, Poland, the lone European nation in the group, would take on Colombia, Senegal, and Japan. Of the 14 European nations participating at the 2018 World Cup, 5 won't make it to the round of 16. And if you follow the pattern, it seems like a European nation will also go on to win the 2018 World Cup. Non-European nations have won the World Cup on European soil on only 2 occasions, in 1954 and 1958. Since then, it has never ever happened. Could we see a change at the 2018 World Cup? Or would the pattern continue? Of the 14 European nations participating at the 2018 World Cup, which 5 of these teams you think won't make it out of the group? So since I decided that 5 teams from Europe won't make it to the round of 16, those 5 teams are Croatia,